A girl deliberately wears pajamas to a blind date, only to regret it the moment she sees her date. The handsome man in front of her is none other than her longtime crush from school. She remembers how she'd written his name in her diary thousands of times. And now, the person she'd secretly adored for years is standing before her. Her heart races as she nervously tries to compose herself. Just as she's unsure of what to do, the man notices her and greets her. Feeling pressured by his greeting, the girl reluctantly walks toward him. She regrets not listening to her mother and dressing more attractively. The man notices her casual appearance and immediately understands that she's been forced into this blind date by her family. However, the girl is torn between happiness and nervousness, hoping for something more. But to her disappointment, the man doesn't seem to recognize her at all. This makes her feel a little deflated, as she was hardly noticeable back in high school. But then, she reminds herself that this is a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity, and she must make the most of it. Just as she thinks this, she notices the man keeps checking the time. She quickly and politely suggests that if he has somewhere to be, he should go ahead. The two exchange contact information and part ways. Watching him leave, her heart stirs again. The man, who was once a classmate, had saved her from being bullied by her scheming stepsister and classmates in high school. He had appeared like an angel, rescuing her from a tough situation. That moment had planted the seed of a secret crush deep in her heart. She began to watch him closely, even filling her diary with his name. Even though he had never noticed her, she never regretted her feelings. Until one day, she overheard him saying he wanted to marry an air traffic controller. That was when she set her sights on becoming one. Years later, she fulfilled that goal and became a skilled air traffic controller. One day, she heard a familiar voice, the voice of her dream man. He was the pilot of a plane landing at the airport where she worked. Eager to catch a glimpse of him, she rushed to see him right after he got off the plane. But as she excitedly approached him, he was on the phone, and they brushed past each other. In that moment, her heart sank with disappointment. She thought that was the last chance she'd ever have to meet him again. To her surprise, the next day, she discovered that the man she had been set up with for the blind date was none other than her longtime crush. This led to the beginning of the story. After watching him leave, her phone suddenly buzzed with a message. It was from the class president, organizing a reunion. The girl initially wasn't interested in attending such a boring gathering, but when she learned that her crush would be there, her excitement skyrocketed, and she immediately signed up.